Hey, welcome back to the channel. Got a 4S Lipo on the bench here, and it's a 4 individual cells, and this is a 1500 milliamp Lipo battery, and it's to fly my quadcopter here. This is the Freestyle 5-inch quadcopter, and this Lipo is my preferred choice of 1500 4S for that type of quadcopter. Unfortunately, I didn't secure my balance lead. My fault. I did secure my power lead, but not the balance lead, and it took a direct hit from the propeller and basically destroyed the Molex that goes into the charging port on the balance port on my charger. So I need to fix this. I see questions on Facebook in different groups of other people that have had this issue, and there's a plethora of information out there. But what makes me do this video is I have seen some answers, and I don't know if they're being funny or they're being jerks. I don't know what the case scenario is. I just know that the information is dangerous, and I don't much care for it. I'm not going to repeat some of the things that I've seen, but they seem to be serious about it, and the beginner or the newer person isn't understanding that if they do that, it's not a good idea. It's possibly, a fire waiting to happen. So I'm just going to go through a couple scenarios of what I look at when I have to do a fix like this, and some of the options I have to fix that. So that's what this episode's about. Stay tuned. Alright, so obviously my balance lead here, the connector itself needs to be replaced. Okay, where do we find that connector? I have a video that has a kit. So we basically have a kit of new pins and connectors, and I'll put a video card right here. I made a video on how to use this tool, and I think I linked in the description of how to get a hold of this kit. So that's pretty nice, pretty convenient to have. And we're going to have basically one of these connectors here. This is a new balance lead connector, so this is the plastic portion. And as you can see, I have some black tape on this because I flew this pack down in the field. I just put some tape on it to keep this from touching other places. But basically, after you check your leads, just go in and pull on them. Tug on each one of them, but don't get Superman. And yank on them real hard to where you break them, but give them a tug, and if it feels like a rubber band, so like it should stop, and that's it. If it keeps going and it kind of goes back and forth, then you know that you probably broke the wire inside the insulation, and that's a very bad thing. So yeah, just give them a tug, make sure there's no breakage down in here. They weren't ripped, pulled out of down in here. I mean, you should have done this in the field before you brought it home. But this is where the connector was ripped open. You can kind of see that's destroyed. And the pin. I want to say that there's some advice out there that you can just take this pin and put it in a new connector and put each one of these in the new connector. But you need to look at something, and I'll zoom in here in a second for that. The pin itself might be deformed. You may have struck these main power lines. If you have struck these with the prop hard enough to rip some insulation off, but you didn't damage the wires, you just sliced it, you can just put some black tape over that. That's what I do. I've got a couple Lipos now with just some black tape on it. I don't really use adhesives or, liquid tape or anything, because this silicone insulation is so stretchy. It's so easy to open it up. So if you just move this around like this, it can crack open. And I don't want that, so I put some black tape on it. If you're like some people I know that hate black tape, you can unsolder the power lead and put some shrink tubing on it and resolder it, and that will take care of that. Just make sure you keep them separate when you're doing that. I want you to look at something here. Let me zoom in. I'm going to show you the old one that got struck by the propeller, and I'll show you a new one. In this case scenario, you just don't want this isn't nothing. I mean, you touch that, nothing, no problem. There's no electron flow until you get it to touch something else. Okay, so if this pin were to touch any of those other pins or the connector, that's what's going to start a fire, heat this up, make it glow, desolder some things, fire, not sure. So with the old connector, you could see the propeller has torn this open. So this is no longer a square box. And then there's a little tab right in the center that connects to the pin of your bounce charger. And then also there's some, can you see that right there? That arm is kind of bent down. That's part of the thing that holds on to the pin from your bounce charger. So here's a new pin head. And you can see these arms are tight, nice square form. That leg right here is nice and straight, 90-degree across there. And then the inside of that, do you see that? Do you see how that flap, I don't know if you want to call it a flap, but when you insert the pin into there, that is what's making tension to make this a good connection. So that's one thing that kind of troubled me when I seen people just simply say, well, just get a new connector. You know, just get a new connector and put the pins in. Let me zoom out here. A little troubling because your connector here may not be good enough. You know, it may be deformed so much that it's not going to make a solid connection with your charger, and that's going to create issues, especially if you're parallel charging, which I do quite a bit still, even with the ultimate charging station. With this connector, I personally am going to cut this connector off and put a new one on. So I'll take this new connector and I'll put a new piece of wire. So this wire for bounce lead plugs is 22 gauge. So 22 gauge silicone, I have a piece here, and I will put a new connector on that. I'm at the same length. I don't want my red wire to be really long because then it might catch on things that I don't want it to. And if it's too short, then it'll get tugged on all the time and it'll end up probably prematurely breaking in the long run. So I want to make sure, as best I can, I get these exactly the same length. Okay, for obvious reasons. You see me holding on to this one here all the time because it's really not fun when it touches there. So I'm going to put this back on. And I just want to show you one other thing here. The other thing is I'm going to remove my jewelry. You don't want to have metal jewelry while you're doing stuff like, but anyway, this doesn't have that much voltage, but the amperage, the amount of current that can go through this is pretty substantial. So it can definitely weld. I mean, you can weld with this battery. So make sure that that's insulated. So this new connector will go on that piece of wire. I'll splice it in with the piece of shrink tubing. I'll put it in a new connector. Not this one. This one's old. You can take and unpin this from an old bounce lead that you've cut off a previous lipo or a junk lipo, and take that out and inspect that little tip end for squareness like I showed you. And you can splice that one in. And that way you don't need, you basically don't need this tool and this pin. You have one right here. Okay, so that's the other option. I don't really know of any other options. If the old pin isn't good enough to put in a new connector, and you don't have the ability to make up a new pin, and you don't have access to old ones, there's really not a whole other options. Some of these things I've seen on Facebook and different groups of suggestions beyond that. Some of them are really out there. I mean, I don't know. Honestly, I think there's being jerks. Like they're just saying some things that just aren't going to work out well in the future. So, hey, you know what? That's kind of where I'm at. I thought about filming the actual, I don't know if I want to film the actual soldering of the wires. Hey, you know what? I hope this video helps. I hope it gives you an idea of what I would do, and alleviates some of these other stupid comments that I've seen. I don't know. This hobby's, it takes all kinds. So, hey, if this video helped you out, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. If you hated it, man, you give it a thumbs down. It all works. Enjoy the breeze. XH. 5Y, a new connector. Okay. So now what I want to do is I want to take each one of these, I want to depin them. I have an X-Acto knife here with the tip, the very, very tip of the X-Acto knife is broken off. It's kind of a little bit blunt, but not too much. That's perfect for, I actually have two X-Acto knives, one to depin and then another one for actually cutting. So I'm going to depin the ground wire first, okay? Just going to shove that out of there. And then I will take my knife and I'll pull that little pin back up a little bit. If you break that off, then you've ruined it. So make sure you don't break that off. And now I'm going to put that into my connector in the correct position, because you cannot just put these wherever you want them. They have to go in sequence. When you depin these, make sure that you pull these out without touching anywhere else. Okay? I don't know if I need to zoom in. Sometimes you zoom in too far and then you... So it's being stubborn. You would really want to make sure when you put these back together that you don't cross the two pins together, because this one is ground and then the one right next to it is 3.8 volts in this case. So, and then just kind of give it a wiggle, make sure it doesn't pop out of there, and just do that to all four of them. Yeah, prop strike was something else. I debated quite a few times of whether or not I was going to film this, because it makes the video really long, which of course ruins the YouTube algorithm that I really don't care about. This is all about getting the information out. Because I'll be honest with you, sometimes you read comments and it's like, oh my goodness. Sometimes it's hard because I don't want to say anything, because then you look like a troll. But man, I tell you what, some of these comments are just out of this world. This out of the way here. All right, so we have our balance. So basically what we have right now, without doing anything else, is we have a 3S Lipo. So if we were to get like a Lipo checker, so we have a 3S Lipo, so 11 volts. So 3.83, 3.82, 3.81. So I flew this Lipo down the storage voltage because I didn't know when I'd get to doing this video. It's been about 3 weeks now. So this has been on storage voltage for like 3 weeks, trying to get this video out for you. So now it's time to mess with this one. So we just don't want that dude touching any of those. That's the big deal, okay? A new lead on, but I need to know how long it needs to be before I get to soldering. So I need to make this connector. So the first thing I'm going to do, like I said, there's a video. I made a video on how to use this tool. So how to cut the right amount of wire and all that. But like I said, I made a video of how to use the tool, so you don't have to guess or destroy like a whole bunch of pins before you figure it out. Okay. So there's the new connector. It's on the wire. So we got a nice brand new pin. And I am just going to check it and make sure. Alright, so made sure that our flare on our new pin is right, and the box has retained its wonderful shape. So basically, how long do we want this? So we can take the old wire. I don't know if you see that or not. So we have the new pin and the old pin. Put them together, and now we want to have space to work. Okay, so I'm just going to cut it like that. So now we have our, remember, you can't cut this with anything else here, but this externally, there's no current, there's no electrons can't flow. Okay, so there's no grounding on there. So here's the old pin that's garbage. I made sure that went into the trash can. Let me get some of this other stuff out of our way. We have our new connector here, and here's our old connector. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in place because this is bare metal. So we'll go ahead and put him in, and okay, so go ahead and get him in there. Oops. All right, give him a tug, make sure. Okay, so now we're basically set up with a scenario like this. So I'm going to make that connection. I got to get some shrink tubing, and I'll just pull a little insulation off and solder that bad boy together, and we're ready to rock and roll. Okay, so let me go ahead and solder that up. Alright, so like I said, I have a video of how to extend motor wires, and it's really the same thing. Let me zoom in here so you can see. You got that? Let me see if I get that in focus for you. And then we're just going to put some flux on there. You can't solder those wires without some flux. But like I said, I have a video on how to do this. Okay, so that's finished. So now this is all good to go. Okay, nice and neat, smooth as can be. Try not to heat it up too much, because otherwise your shrink tubing will shrink on you, and you won't be able to get it over your solder ball here. So we'll pull the shrink tubing down, shrink that up, and we're done. Okay, so now this battery is now ready. Let me zoom out. So now we're ready to put this dude back in service. So we're up to 15.3, so 8.3, 8.1, 8.1, and now our fixed 8.3. So we're good here. So I'm going to go back to 15.3. I'm just going to kind of make sure everything's okay with the Lipo. We're going to give it some twists and turns to make sure, because if that drops out doing some twists and turns, then that's a bad thing. We're just giving it, we're not like really wrenching on it. Okay, so that's it. That dude's ready to go back into service finally after 3 weeks. But hey, I got it filmed for you. That was the goal. So, like I said earlier, if you didn't want to see this portion, you wouldn't have stayed as long, but since you did, there you go. And if you liked it, give a thumbs up and subscribe. If you didn't like it, give me a thumbs down. Enjoy the breeze.